Very resilient, everybody was working as a team. A lot of people sat there shocked, quite a few people upset, but on the whole, everybody working extremely well.
You were saying that the staff of the Marks and Spencer were...
Yeah, Marks and Spencer's staff were superb. Obviously, they're not trained for this kind of situation. A lot of them are just fire wardens, and they pulled together terrifically, bringing forward water and food for the people who were injured.
And what's the reason you came back today?
I actually have a hotel in King's Cross, so I was intending to get my train about 3 hours ago before I got stopped by you lot.
So what were you doing? What was your direction yesterday?
I was going to Hammersmith. I work at AOL in Hammersmith, so I'm a project coordinator for the communities team.
And what line were you on?
Pardon?
What line?
Hammersmith and City.
So where did you were going towards Hammersmith?
Yes.
Where did you take the subway?
Pardon?
Where did you go on the subway?
I got on here, King's Cross.
You're from King's Cross.
No, my hotel's Holiday Inn in King's Cross, but I actually live in Cannock in Staffordshire.
So you just down on a visit?
No, I work down here. I work at AOL.
Sorry, for those of us who came a bit late,
Do you know what? I'm going to get this all day.
can you just explain kind of what happened yesterday?
Yeah, I got on the train yesterday at King's Cross, and we were on our way through towards Baker Street and was told that the train was going to terminate at Baker Street due to an incident at Edgware Road. We left the train at Baker Street and made our way across, and I thought I'd get a connection at Paddington, but I've only worked down in London about a month, so I started walking down towards Paddington and came across Edgware Road. And as I got to Edgware Road, there was a few fire engines, but nothing much, so we just thought it was like a fire alarm. And then loads and loads of people walking. We just started walking out of the station, and everybody was like congregating outside Marks and Spencer's. People were starting to try and wander off, and people were just confused, so we decided Marks and Spencer's was the nearest point, so that they treated it as a casualty point, and everybody was ushered into Marks and Spencer's, where the seriously injured were put towards the front of the store, and the less seriously injured were put to the rear of the store.
And what exactly did you see at the scene? What was the...
An awful lot of walking wounded, probably images you've already seen from the TV of people blackened, and quite a few people with lacerations and flash burns, really.
How did it make you feel?
I didn't have time to think really how it made me feel. It was a case of just knuckling down really and helping out as everybody else was there. So
How did you help out?
just applying burns dressings to people and filling out triage cards for people to give them a priority before they were moved to hospital.
So were people who were seriously injured at the front then moved off to the hospital from there?
No, because for Marks and Spencer's they found this. They found a package within Marks and Spencer's, and we were evacuated to the Metropole on the other side of the road. And it was at that point when we were running across the road the picture that's appeared in all the papers, really.
And then staff came from the nearby hospital.
Hospital, yeah, and St John's Ambulance and Red Cross as well.
Where did you get the dressings to apply to people?
The ambulance, the one ambulance that we had, we cleared the whole ambulance of all their kit, and I said, have we got any burns dressing, and the guy like threw me a bag full of like burns dressings, so she'd had about 3 or 4 by that point, like little dressings, and then we found a face mask one, which is the one that was put onto her face. No idea, I totally lost all timeline yesterday because my watch was broke and my phone was broke with the time on as well, so I'd say all this was probably about getting on for 10 o'clock, 10 past 10.
Well, a lot of people in that situation would maybe have just thought about themselves and gone home.
Yeah.
You really pitched in. What made you do that?
It's just my natural instinct. I'll always get involved. I'll always be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So that's just it, really. Once all the casualties have been cleared, I just thought I just want to go into work, really. So I just walked all the way into Hammersmith, which took me a good hour or so, and it was.
So you went to work after that?
Yeah. I didn't do any work, to be honest, because once I got into work, I was just the pictures and everything was like, because I didn't know about the pictures until I got into work, so it was like pretty daunting, really.
Do you have any practice in medicine?
Pardon? No, not at all. I was given the medical gloves by the ambulance staff. Everyone's saying, what those gloves you wear?
So what do you feel today with a little bit of insight?
It won't affect me at all, really. The biggest effect for me is seeing my picture on the media and knowing that I can really give a powerful message now to Al Qaeda or whoever's responsible, who will see those pictures and say that you won't affect us here in London. Most officers have been told to work from home today. That's why it's a lot quieter. and as soon as the tube lines are cleared, we'll be back to normal and we'll be back in our offices. No point to it.
How did you get to
how
work
do you feel
yesterday,
about
Wednesday?
I walked from Edgware Roads into Hammersmith.
And what time did you get there?
2 o'clock.
You walked to Hammersmith?
Yeah.
How long did it take you?
Smart time.
I won't be able to answer. Okay, so if there's a pause or whatever, and I just like, you know, there will definitely be some I can't answer. Okay,
Yes.
but I'll do my best. All right. So, okay.
What's happening at the moment then?
Right, from the fire brigade's point of view, all we're doing now is we're standing and assisting the police in their activities. Obviously it is a crime scene and therefore there is a serious restriction on who can go down there. From our point of view, as I say, from the fire brigade, it's just a question of if they need some equipment that we've got, we'll assist them and use it and work with them down there. But there is considerable restrictions in who can go down there, obviously for obvious reasons. And it's been very closely monitored, and at that stage that's really all I can tell you at this stage. Yes, they're at the train, but obviously it's a slow process. You know, these things are crime scenes and they will be dealt with very thoroughly by the police. If it's questions you have regarding the actual investigation, you would have to ask the police rather than the fire brigade.
I mean, obviously the infrastructure and the safety of the tunnel and everything, that does come within your remit. What is your assessment?
We're not responsible for the safety of the structure. We will assist in any recovery. If the police require us to assist in moving pieces of equipment and cutting anything away, we've got some equipment that we can do that with. But it is very much a coordinated response from all the services here. They've had a lot to deal with. It's still a very thorough process they've got to go through, and we just appreciate your time, your involvement. If you can just give us the space to deal with that. There isn't a huge amount of information we can give you at a time. There's a press conference at 3 o'clock given by the Commissioner down at, I believe, the Queen Elizabeth Centre, so you may want to speak to them down there. If there's any other questions that you might have, you might want to contact our press office, which I can give you the number later if you so require. But as regards what's happening on site from the fire brigade's point of view, we will stay on site assisting the police until the conclusion of the incident.
To actually be working down there?
Yeah, quite clearly from the people that are down there, there's an assessment made by them to ensure that they're working in a safe environment. But quite clearly, you know the events of yesterday and how serious it was. That's why the process is so slow. It's going to take them time to go through the scene.
Are there still bodies down there to be recovered?
That I don't know, sir. I don't know. You'd have to ask the police that.
Can we just ask about the firefighters who were here yesterday?
Right.
I mean, are they being offered any sort of assistance in terms of your normal welfare assistance? Are they okay?
Absolutely, yeah. Obviously, it is a very traumatic event for everybody involved, and our condolences do go out to all the families and friends of those involved. However, we have got facilities within the fire brigade to assist firefighters who have seen some fairly traumatic scenes, and that's given a very serious consideration by everybody.
Is it fair to say probably for a lot of your firefighters will be young? It's probably the worst event a lot of your firefighters would have seen.
I should imagine there will be some people who haven't seen anything quite this bad, yes.
How many would you estimate would still be on the force from the last time down here, around here?
It's difficult to say, really, in all honesty, because we had so many appliances attending from various areas of London. It's difficult. It's a difficult question to answer, I'm afraid.
And in your experience, where would it rate in terms of a firefighter's the kind of things a firefighter would experience?
There's an expectation when you join the service, obviously, that you're going to have to attend incidents like this, particularly in the capital city, particularly under the current threat that we've had over the last few years. So there's an expectation there. Training is very thorough for these guys, and but when the event happens, there's still a degree of shock to people involved with this. However, we have got counselling services available internally for the firefighters if they so need it.
Yes, sir. Just something on this more human perspective. What is it like for you to work with this kind of tragedy involving so much uncertainty, fear, suffering?
It's the very nature of the job. We attend a variety of incidents on a daily basis, fires, road traffic accidents. So the training we receive is very thorough, and that training does help in dealing with these things. However, this sort of event is very, very serious, and that's why we have our own internal counselling services and welfare, where firefighters, if they need to, can go and speak to those people, and they are very professionally dealt with. Mm-hmm. Okay.
How many firefighters do you estimate were involved overall yesterday?
There was at King's Cross. There was approximately 12 appliances. There's approximately 200 firefighters at all the incidents across the brigade. Now you
12 appliances here?
There's 12 appliances based here of varying degrees. There was pumping appliances and rescue vehicles, ones that had heavy cutting equipment, long duration breathing apparatus sets, The training again that we've had over the last few years as a result of some of these activities has been much more in depth, and much more equipment has been made available to the fire service to deal with these sorts of incidents.
So just in terms of numbers, you estimate 200 overall?
I can't give you an answer on that specific. All we're doing is assisting the police at this stage. If they need any equipment that we've got to assist them, we will do that. But
Have you got any idea of how long you're going to be involved?
not at this stage, I'm afraid, no. It will be a protracted period of time, yeah.
Sir, can you just...
I couldn't say. Sometimes it's difficult to give a real assessment on
Have
it.
any of the firemen who are involved in it, have they been able to have any time off and rest period today? Or
There's a relief system in place anyway for all incidents of this nature. We generally turn around about 4 to 6 hours. We get crews changed over. The crew that would have been here yesterday won't necessarily be the crew that's dealing with today. There would have been a changeover of shift at 6 o'clock last night, and crews will be cycled through that. As you'll have seen, the appliance that was here earlier on has been replaced by another appliance, so there's a continual change around. So that takes some away of the stress that the firefighters will have been through.
Sir, can I have your full name?
Yeah, it's Guy Foster.
How do you spell your last name?
F. There is a severe restriction on even how far I can go, and I was only permitted to the lobby. But if you wanted more details on that, you'd have to ask the guys that are actually going down to the scene itself.
A bit like a ghost town down there?
Yeah, it's not like an underground station at this time of day in London. So.
you know if
Sorry.
New York has been in touch with you?
I don't know. No, I don't know. Sorry.
Just you would have been at 9/11, wouldn't you? The London Fire Brigade would have been.
At
Would there been any contact from the New York fire service?
I dare say we stations, particularly the central London stations, do have friendships with the New York firefighters as well. Whether they've been in touch or not,
Exactly
I don't know.
the same scenario, isn't it? You're running
It is.
to it.
Yeah,
everyone else is.
that's right. Yes.
What effect have these terrorist attacks had on the ability of the fire brigade to respond to other emergencies in the capital?
All these incidents, whether it's to compensate for the fact that there's a lot of machines being used on a large, it's no different. You know, the resource requirements are met and dealt with, and will.
Yeah. That's all right. Oh, all right. Wasn't a major problem. Yeah, I've got a number.
kept unattended on the plane, and the taking me evacuated for safety reasons. Okay, that was 8 minutes. No more comment. Thank you.
أنا هم سميث أكاديمي. Comment s'appelle ça l'école des Zinda? William Morris Academy.
So when was the last time you saw your daughter?
He is sat home because watching TV is not possible. Not possible. I have problem here. No. Sorry.
So she didn't go to school as normal. So you think she may have been on this train?
I travel every day here. Every day travel school with go to school. Sorry, don't speak very good English. Sorry. Sorry.
What's your name?
Yeah. She thought you'd been on the train when she was ill. So didn't go to school, so didn't get on the train. Was there for the grace of God.
Right. Sorry for me, that's it.
Yeah, that's all right.
And you...
To wyszło missing.